If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. Jeep, flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You put the, you end up dead. Them West Coast, they leave that spread. And now you got all in your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down. It's a get to him with the 33. Fourth down, Mayfield. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. This pass is caught by London. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Drake London, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Mayfield to throw it. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go, but when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Credit that play defensively to Marcus Peters. He got downhill in a hurry. On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. And even 40 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got one touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Play action. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he fires one, but incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they've moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Room here to run. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 26. 55 rushing yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Play fake. Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
On second down, McCaffrey. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Nothing the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm giving them unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And for Jackson, this may be a free play. Trying to lay one up deep. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Jackson now. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The Ravens at 6-3 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. That pick is 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball, and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field. That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out there.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks
9 picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. In on the tackle there, Brandon Smith.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. This is taken at the 15. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. We're doing 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Really big game we were playing. And I'm not quite at that level and not of that age. But I was going for the age. I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day. And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Mayfield on play action. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. It's a small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And that hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll run with Patterson, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. Tucker's kick is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it?
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and the Panthers will take over possession here up at the 44. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He'll buy some time right. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Here's Mayfield. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
They go play action. Mayfield. Wide open. It's Marshall, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And my goodness, another interception. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Patterson. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Now Jackson on first down. Over the middle, caught by London. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. First and 10, it's Patterson. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. The Yetur Gross-Matos there to bring him down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Second and 5 now. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Here's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brandon Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Mayfield off the play fake. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's fourth down. Here's Johnny Hacker as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 30 yards. Final minute now of the third quarter. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Drake London, 34 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Tucker with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
And now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield steps away to his left. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. The Panthers on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever. To throw, Mayfield. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like the game believed their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. To throw is Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they...
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the fumble recovery was an important first step, but still a huge 4th quarter hole to dig out of. He's got a man complete. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 67 yards. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Play action. Now Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Amari Barno in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. It'll be a net of 39. 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but
my goodness, another interception.
Kyle Hamilton picks him.
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it's 2nd down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And this offense on 3rd down today, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing is Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Kyle Hamilton
safety spot and earning the sack.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield. And that is incomplete here. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
That really a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. This to tie things up in the final minute. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing, Jackson. He completes it to Beckham. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Jackson. Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This from long, very long range. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the fourth quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they miss that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield. So they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
One last shot for Mayfield here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
We're part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair game. Because remember, they had a pick six on the other side, and now they get a pick six of their own.
Yeah, actually, this is some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition pick six from earlier in this game?